Tuesday's election in our neighbor to the south brought another issue to the forefront: legalization of marijuana. A referendum on the subject was on the ballot in 3 states, 2 of which voted yes. It's given fuel to the argument of legalization advocates in our province.
After years of debate on marijuana, 2 American states nipped the issue in the bud. Washington and Colorado voters supported legalizing small amounts for personal use in Tuesday's election. It's a change some British Columbians would like to see here.
Like 90%, I think, of British Columbians, I agree with it. And I think the politicians should listen to their people who elect them.
Lower law enforcement costs. I mean, they've been losing this battle for years and years and years. I don't know that it's made much of a dent in it. At least if you legalize it, you can control it.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah. I think pot is a lot safer than drinking.
Hemp City is one store that sells bongs and pipes for smoking purposes. General Manager Kristen Kosmanek says the items are popular.
I make probably the same amount on hemp a week as I do on the rest of the store. So, a lot.
Pot legalization advocates include City Councillor Brian Skaken, who spoke out on the issue earlier this fall.
I think when you're talking about criminalizing something, the focus is on punishment and on treatment. And I think if the government did ever get involved with, monitoring and having an influence on marijuana production, because it's never going to go away, some of that money could be used on treatment.
But not everyone agrees, and the federal government is cracking down on the recreational drug. This week, tougher new mandatory penalties were brought into force, including a 6-month jail term for growing as few as 6 pot plants.
I think a lot of us here in Ottawa have the same perspective. I mean, I've had the experience of working with teenagers at school, and I've seen the negative effects of marijuana use, and it certainly isn't good for anybody that I've ever seen use it.
For BC politicians, the answer isn't as clear. Justice Minister Shirley Bond says it's a complex issue.
We have already begun to look at how Washington will consider doing this.
Even the leader of BC's Conservative Party wouldn't completely disagree with the decision.
I think it's something to watch. Certainly we've had that question has been raised many times as we've talked to people in British Columbia about whether or not we should be moving in that direction.
A recent Angus Reid poll commissioned for Stop the Violence BC, a legalization advocate, showed 75% of British Columbians support taxation and regulation of cannabis.